Welcome to the Holly Hibbard Leadership Podcast, your go-to source for actionable insights, practical advice, and inspiring stories to help you lead with faith-filled purpose at work and at home. If you're looking to equip, empower, and encourage yourself to thrive in an ever-changing world, you're in the right place. I'm Holly Hibbard, and with over 20 years of experience as a science teacher, leadership coach, entrepreneur, and relationship mentor, I understand the challenges and growth opportunities that come with pursuing your passion. Whether you're chasing career goals, taking entrepreneurial leaps, or finally reaching for those long postponed ambitions, I'm here to help. So let's get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations and explore ways you can lead your family, lead your life, and find your calling with intention and faith. Hello, friends. Welcome back to the show. If you are new here, hello. What's up? I'm Holly. Thank you so much for giving a listen to the Holly Hibbard Leadership Podcast. And take a second and please thank the person who shared my show with you, because without people liking and sharing and commenting, the word doesn't get out. And today's topic is gold. This is something that I know plagues so many people. And by plagues them, I mean it really annoys the crud out of them. I'm going to talk about micromanagement today. Every time I have led a leadership team through months of trainings and exercises and experiences, or whether I'm working with a C-suite of a small organization or a one-on-one client, the one thing that drives people bananas is being micromanaged. Now, I just gave some professional-ish examples of scenarios where a person feels like they are being micromanaged, or they are tired of repeating themselves and micromanaging others. But I'm here to add to this today, not only how to stop micromanaging your colleagues, but also your family. So if you are in a home where you are raising people, if you are raising little people or teenagers, or you have a difficult time with seemingly off levels of control or micromanagement in your relationship with your adult parents, for example, or them toward you, I promise this episode is right where you want to be today. Micromanagement. So what the heck do I even mean about this? Essentially, I'll tell you straight up, I am pretty stubborn and I don't like being told what to do when I feel limited by that level of instruction. I'm in the realm of personal and professional development. I love my line of work. I love what I do. I want to continuously grow. My husband even says to me, you listen to podcasts all the time. When are you going to implement all the different things? Well, you can't implement all the changes all at once, but I know that if I am committed to my own personal growth, I want to consistently be learning. So yeah, I want feedback. I want coaching. I want to learn a better way that is more efficient or more effective when it comes to improving my health, my mindset, my attitude, my relationships, my friendships, my family life, the way I get things done. And yeah, I'm open to those things. And with all that being said, like I said, I am stubborn and I don't like being told what to do. So what do I even mean then by micromanaging? Essentially, micromanaging to me feels like the way someone is giving me feedback or an instruction or telling me what to do, it has multifaceted components, meaning I'm not just given the task or say, hey, can you go ahead and get this done? I am then followed up with and asked further questions. Well, did you do it this way? Did you use that word? Well, are you sure you should have used that word? Maybe you should have done this method. It's a person, to me, second guessing my approach, kind of like being babysat. I feel like there would be a watchful eye on, did I do this the right way? So I will use as an example, when I was working in the public education system, I was a secondary science teacher. I taught middle school for about 5 years and high school for about 5 years. And part of the reason I left public education way back when is because the level of micromanagement was increasing so much that I felt that my level of creativity in how I could create lesson plans and really get through to all of my students, not with a blanket approach, a one-size-fits-all approach, but really customize to their different ways that they learn and the things they're most interested in and their attention spans and things like that. It was so heavily babysat and micromanaged that it wasn't fun for me anymore. The objective wasn't as simple as here is what the lesson needs to teach them. The objective then became here's what the lesson has to teach them, and here is how you must say it. Here are the words you need to speak. Here is the day and the time and the tone of voice and the script that you are supposed to read from. It was that detailed. And what I didn't like about it is it felt so impersonal. And I'm thinking, I work in an industry where I'm with people, I'm with young people, and I'm supposed to get to know them. But yet the delivery I was being asked to do of the product, the education, was so impersonal, I couldn't do it anymore. So that's what I mean by micromanagement. And when I say I don't like being told what to do, I do like being given the objective, the directive, the goal, and especially when there's specificity on this is what the end goal should look like. Love that. Totally love setting goals and going for it. But micromanagement for me is when someone is telling me how to do it. Let's give a family life situation also. So I went into entrepreneurship about 8 years ago or so. And I remember being so new in the industry. Of course, I hired a business coach. But at the same time, having left public education and both of my parents were salespeople, I was in an industry that a lot of people in my personal life, my friends, my family, they didn't understand it. They didn't understand it. They didn't relate to it. It was so involving risk that they couldn't see into my creative side. And the micromanagement from my family began. And I don't say my entire family. My mom is so fun. I love my mom. Mom, I'm sorry, wherever you are. But I'm saying that I could take a calculated risk in my entrepreneurship and in my business, something that I had talked about and strategized about with my business coach who knows how to do these things. And yet the peanut gallery had something to say about it, that it was too risky or that it was the wrong way. And I didn't like being told what to do. And it's just, I don't like when people take away my creativity. Okay. That's what I'm trying to get at here. So how do we stop the micromanagement? Because here I'm giving you two examples where I'm saying I don't like to be micromanaged because it takes away my ability to be creative and think outside the box and come up with new opportunities. And it also makes me feel like the person who's micromanaging me doesn't trust me to get the task done. Even if they're the ones that assigned the task to me, I feel like they don't trust me to get it done in the best way I see fit at the moment. And when I don't have a best way, I go out and find it. And I also want them to trust me that I know how to go out and find the seemingly best way, that I will do my research, I will do my homework, I will find people that have walked this path before me, and I will duplicate and replicate the steps that they took to have it happen. But what if you are the micromanager? And listen, I've been the micromanager too. I have lots of opinions. I'm stubborn and I have lots of opinions. I'm trying my best not to be self-deprecating here on today's episode. But when it comes to being a micromanager, I'll give you an example of being a teacher to students in my class. Okay. Something I learned in creating curriculum or creating ways to deliver this particular curriculum to so many different types of young people is, again, one size didn't fit all. And I had to give them a couple options of how they could get that project complete. Did they want to do it as a story or as a presentation or in digital form or in face-to-face form? Or did they want to write something? Did they want to draw something and have it be more artistic in that sense? I had to give them options of how they could accomplish the task, because then it gave them some freedom to create and get the project done the way that they felt best. And also that shows them what they gravitate toward in those situations. If I'm in a situation where I am managing colleagues or working on a project with my coworkers, same thing. I ask people straight away, what do you think your gift is? What are you most excited about with this project? Because some people are going to love tracking the metrics, and some people are going to love the marketing side of it and creating really exciting and compelling copy and infographics. And other people are most excited about making sure it happens on a particular timeline. And some people are going to be most excited about the emotional response from customers or students in the course or whatever it is. Everyone is passionate about a different area of the project. So instead of telling someone, well, hey person who's just about the metrics, I want you to care about the emotional response. It's like, I'm asking them to climb uphill working on this project together. So I ask for what they think their strengths are. Now let's bring this home to the family, okay? If I want my 10-year-old to learn a new habit, there is a way that I and her dad do things in our home. We do chores in our house in a particular way. Even his way and my way are different. It doesn't always mean that one is better than the other, although sometimes it is. And sometimes his way is better than mine, I'm just going to tell you. But what I will say is, same deal. I have to give her options of how she wants to get things done. If I go to her and say, oh, you did this in the wrong order, you should have done this task before this, and now you're doing it wrong. That's an example of micromanaging. I've got to give her the objective, the timeline that it needs to be done in, and then she gets to figure out the best way to get it done. I have to trust her that once I've taught her my way to do it, if my way to do it doesn't work, it's not efficient or it's not effective in getting it done, she's got to be resourceful in figuring out a new way. And oftentimes what that looks like is she'll go ask dad how he gets something done, and then he can show her his way, and then she'll develop something that's kind of a hybrid of the two of us. And this is a skill that we use in our day-to-day life. So the way around, so here's a simple tool to circumvent those moments where you just want to tell the person, do it this way, do it my way. This is the only way. When you catch yourself being stubborn like me, you want it done a certain way. I love this suggestion that Dan Martell is such a proponent for. He actually writes about this in his book, Buy Back Your Time. Amazing book, by the way, Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. What he says is he will go to members of his team and he will say, this is the objective. This is the thing, the project that needs to be complete. And when it is complete, this is what the completed project will look like. So he tells them what the end result is going to be. Then he will ask them, what do you think the best method to get that done is going to be? How do you see that happening? What kind of support or education or research do you think you need to do to get that done? Who do you think you need to team up with to have this happen? And he said when he first started doing this and telling people this is the end result and this is what it needs to look like, and then when he would ask them, how do you think this is best going to happen? He said so many of them said, I don't know. Or they said, because they're so used to being micromanaged in other arenas, they would say, well, how do you think that I should do it? And he'll play dumb. And his words, not mine. He will play dumb and ask them, well, okay, this isn't about mine though. What do you think it could look like? Because he said that is his form of leadership. It's empowering them so that they know they can go out and find a great solution, a new teammate, a more efficient or effective way to do something. And I can do the same thing with my 10-year-old. Or I could do the same thing with my family members, my adult family members, and say, all right, here's the objective. We want to get all these VHS tapes of family memories transferred to something that is digital and of today's time and age. That's the final result. Let's brainstorm now how we can have that happen. That's an example of leaving the creative process open to the other person so that they can develop it for themselves. That's going to allow them to, in time, become a better leader because they will learn to trust their own guess and check process. They will begin to trust that they are resourceful enough to go find the information, the people, the ideas to have that end goal happen. The more we micromanage people and tell them how we think they should do it, we are robbing them of feeling passionate about the project. Because like I said, not everyone gets passionate and excited about the same part of the project. We're also taking away their ability to be creative, and we're also reinforcing the subliminal or sometimes direct message of, I don't trust that you can do it fully. I don't trust that you're going to be able to figure it out on your own. And we want to empower ourselves as leaders, and we want to empower our colleagues, our coworkers, our family members, our friends, and encourage them so that they know they are just as capable. And if they don't feel capable yet, the only way to feel capable or competent is through practice. I hope this episode is supportive to you. I would love to hear your stories about micromanagement. What drives you crazy about being micromanaged? Or do you like being micromanaged? If that's you, I really want to know. And how do you see this tool that you can use, the Dan Martell tool, beneficial to what can possibly happen in your workplace, in your home, with your family, in your relationships? Share it with me. Can't wait to hear from you. And until next time, I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for listening. I'm high-fiving you right now because I'm so proud of you for putting your personal growth first. Remember, I believe in you, and with faith-filled intention and committed actions, you can lead your life, purpose, and family to wherever you dream possible. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean so much to me if you'd take 30 seconds to help others discover the show. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, share the show with your friends and family, or screenshot this episode to your Instagram stories and tag me at the Holly Hibbard. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. I'm always here cheering you on, and until next time, stay curious, remain encouraged, and keep empowering yourself. You're doing better than you think. I promise.